I have a twin sister who, when I'm sad, I call her and talk to her. We normally have the same feelings.
Kicking the stigma means talking about it.
It's something that a lot of people go through.
It's okay to feel not okay.
Kicking the stigma.
Listen up, we got a problem. A lot of you are skipping lunch like it doesn't matter. Well, this year we take a lunch, a hearty lunch, one with chunky soup.
Chunky soup? Let's go!
Let's go! Woo! Lunchtime is your halftime.
Get
Listen
5
up,
boneless
we
wings
got a
for just
problem.
$1.
A lot of you are skipping lunch
Only
like
at
it doesn't
Applebee's.
matter. Well, this year we take a lunch, a hearty lunch, one with chunky soup.
Chunky soup? Let's go!
Let's go! Lunchtime is your halftime. Listen up, we got a problem. A lot of you are skipping lunch
Only
like it doesn't matter. Well, this year we take a lunch, a hearty lunch, one with chunky soup.
I'm Dr. Lakeisha Simmons. 4 years ago, I was a single mom and I was living paycheck to paycheck. That's when I downloaded the free Personal Capital app and it changed my financial future. I linked all of my accounts and I instantly saw where I stood. I was able to track my budgets and spending and see how that affected my net worth. Now I use the retirement planner and I monitor my entire portfolio. 4 years later, my nest egg has grown and I'm ready to retire.
Download the free app.
I'm Dr.
Or go to
Lakeisha Simmons. 4
personalcapital.com
years
today.
ago, I was a single mom and I was living paycheck to paycheck. That's when I downloaded the free Personal Capital app and it changed my financial future. I linked all of my accounts and I instantly saw where I stood. I was able to track my budgets and spending and see how that affected my net worth. Now I use the retirement planner and I monitor my entire portfolio. 4 years later, my nest egg has grown and I'm ready to retire.
Download the free app.
I'm Dr.
SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Families affected by disasters urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide help and hope to those affected by disasters, big and small. Please donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief.
Rise and shine with GMFB.
Let's bring it to town.
Oh, I love football. Get your morning started with football, friends, and a whole lot of fun. Boom, it clicked.
See you tomorrow, fam.
Good Morning Football, Monday at 7 on NFL Network.
All right, welcome back to Game Day View. Okay, so no Matt Ryan this week against the Commanders. Frank Reich coming out this week and giving the job to Sam Ehlinger, who has, let me check my notes. Oh, never thrown a pass in the NFL. Frank, you sure about this?
He's made for moments like this, right? I mean, that doesn't mean, is he going to go in and, be the offensive player of the week? I'm not saying that. Will he have growing pains? Absolutely, he'll have growing pains. But I can tell you this for sure. There's nobody waving the white flag. That is not in the DNA. It's not in my DNA. It's not in our players' DNA. I would never do that in a million years. I just couldn't do that. I mean, this is about winning. We're trying to win a championship. And that starts with winning an AFC South championship. We're still in position to do that.
All right, it's time for the Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes-Benz. Greg, I don't know. First of all, we were already robbed on Carson Wentz against the Colts. Now all of this going down in Indy. What's going on?
Oh, that's true. We don't get the rematch, but we do get a Commanders victory, at least if I'm right. I have them 19-16, and I just don't know what to think about Sam Ehlinger, but I do know what to think about the Commanders' running game. It's fun to watch. I'm telling you, they're pretty dynamic, what Scott Turner's got going on. Since they brought Brian Robinson back, the way that they're using him and Antonio Gibson and Curtis Samuel, I think, is having a really underrated year. You got Heineke out there blocking sometimes. You got Heineke as a runner. They just throw a lot at you defensively, and I think this is a game where the better running team is going to win. And weirdly, the Colts are not a very good running team, even though they have Jonathan Taylor. It's because of the O-line. I trust the Commanders more.
I'm with you. I have the Commanders as well, but I only have a 1-point win, 21-20 in this matchup. Let's talk about Terry McLaurin. He's kind of like an unsung hero. Last week, he got the better of Jair Alexander, which doesn't happen very often. But when you're scoring touchdowns against a corner of this caliber, you're going to end up on my list. You're going to get a nice little highlight reel of yourself on this one. I think you saw Taylor Heineke rely on him and use him as his outlet. This is an opportunity here against the Colts for the Commanders to show us something. I think they do 21-20.
I think the Colts are going to show us something.
Let's go, Patrick. Let's go.
I have a 19-16 score, but I have the Colts on the other side of that getting the win because I think the offense has been limited in Indianapolis. There are some things that could not be done with Matt Ryan as the starting quarterback. He was struggling to throw on the run, but now you can get some tight ends involved in the game. You can get more Mo Ali Cox. You can get more Jelani Woods because Sam Ehlinger had 16 rushing touchdowns his junior year at Texas. I can't show you any Sam Ehlinger NFL highlights because there aren't any, but I think we'll have some.
Preseason.
He played really well in the preseason.
He had a 55-yard touchdown running in the preseason.
And I support the preseason.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to put preseason highlights on this show, so I'll show the two tight ends because I think they get more involved in this win for them.
Well, if you won't read preseason highlights, let me tell you what he did. Scored 4 passing touchdowns, by the way. He had the highest passer rating of any quarterback with a minimum of 15 passing attempts. Completion percentage was up there. He can do some things. I got the Colts winning 24-17. They don't have a lot on him. They're not really going to know what to expect. Except for preseason footage. That's
He's
it.
kind of like a younger
defenses like this, baby.
He's like a younger Heineke.
Third stringers.
Here we go.
Stepping up. Give me that.
There we go.
Look at this. That was Mike Vick, 2001.
They're going to score 30 points.
Look, Sam, I know you're watching. If you need encouragement, just look at Andy Dalton. He threw 2 pick sixes last week, and guess what? He's still starting this week, so you can do it too.
Back to pass goes Dalton, fires over the middle. The ball is tipped into the air, picked off at the 30-yard line. Marco Wilson, he high steps, and then he does a flip into the end zone for the touchdown. Marco Wilson with a pick 6.
Johnny on the spot, picked it out of the air, and then hit the jet.
Receiver set. Dalton straight drop back, throws over the middle, and a one-handed interception by Isaiah Simmons in midfield. Back-to-back interception returns for touchdowns.
And Crazy Carl, once again, has reared his head for the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, Dalton's giving it a go again this week against the Raiders. Saints are 1.5-point dogs. Patrick, do you believe in the Red Rifle?
Yes, I firmly believe Andy Dalton exists. I do not believe Andy Dalton will win this game. I'm looking over at this Saints defense, and they have struggled here in 2022, especially considering that Marshawn Lattimore, he's been injured. He's out of this game. And I watched Paulson Adebo struggle against Jamar Chase, which, yes, he's a human being. Most people do. But now it's Davante Adams. And Davante Adams has had a solid run in terms of his accomplishments this season. I forget the stat that I was just about to tell you. But Davante Adams is good. I wish he could have dunked there. That rule change is bad. But, yeah, Davante, huge game. Raiders win it 32-26.
I got a problem with everyone putting on Dalton. Maybe that's, you contributed to them making fun of the rifle. And we do a whole package of the pick 6. Dalton's played pretty well. It's been the defense for the Saints. That's why they miss Sean Payton. I don't think it's because of the offense. All their offensive numbers are up across the board. It's their defense that it's fallen apart. So you get rid of Sean Payton, and suddenly you lose Dennis Allen, who's a great defensive coordinator, a top 5 defense the last 3 years. Now they're one of the worst defenses in the league. They give up big plays. He's the head coach, but he's not good at being the head coach. We've seen that in Vegas, and he's not good at doing both jobs. Their run defense used to be great. Not great anymore. And their communication in the secondary, you mentioned Lattimore is out this week. They don't have their safeties. Their replacements at safety is not working. I just don't trust the defense. I do trust Dalton, weirdly, to score.
Okay. Well, I trust Dalton to score too, but not enough to score more than the Raiders. I have 26-25, a very close one in this matchup. But I think the emergence of Josh Jacobs has been a real difference maker. When I think of the Saints defense, I think, you're not going to be able to run on the Saints D that well. But then you look in the numbers, and between the tackles, they're giving up just a bunch of yards per carry. And that is also a function of many pieces being missing from that safety core, etc. But when I'm looking at what Josh Jacobs is able to do and Josh McDaniels figuring it out for him, I like this opportunity. I think he's also a really strong play for daily fantasy as well, now that we have to play daily if you're out of it for your season long already. But ultimately, I love, and that's the difference maker for me, and I love him in this matchup.
So, Greg, let me get this straight. You're like, Rachel's so mean to Andy Dalton. Oh.